Welcome back. Well, earlier this week, the Ford Motor Company announced a new push to take their fleet electric. Only 8 months after a deadly winter storm left millions in the dark, many viewers have asked KXAN, does our state have the infrastructure to support millions of electric vehicles on our roads and our grid? As part of National Drive Electric Week, KXAN's Eric Henriksen takes an in-depth look.
In February, as millions of Texans struggled for warmth, John Malloy turned to his electric vehicle.
I think when the storm started, I had a pretty high state of charge, so I never had to plug it in to recharge it during the storm.
Brian Laster and his family slept in their car.
It was a little more cramped in there with, me, my wife, and our 13-year-old son. But it worked out okay because we were trying to stay warm anyways, right?
It's a common story told over and over to KXAN. Central Texans able to seek warmth amid the blackouts thanks to their EVs.
The car, I think, still had at least half a battery left by the time we were done.
Despite their stories, some drivers like Malloy are worried another blackout could happen. But will electric vehicles be the cause or the solution?
There's a lot of discussion ERCOT-wide in the PUC of how we as an industry, we as a state, grid can do better.
Austin Energy's manager of electric vehicles and emerging technology, Carl Popham.
We invest a lot of money, we being the industry and ERCOT and AE, is to provide a lot of infrastructure to cover a few key days of hot summer afternoons.
Popham says that EVs usually charge at night when we're not cranking our ACs.
We built for these peaks, and at night you have all this unused capacity.
Meaning they likely won't tax the grid when we need it most, according to Popham.
It's a logical question to ask what these guys' impact is on the grid. But the very logical next question is, what can these guys do for the grid?
Colin Rowan is the director of communications for Pecan Street, an Austin-based team researching clean energy and how it's used.
They are rolling batteries.
Several electric vehicles hitting the market, like the new Ford F-150, have the ability to send power back into the grid.
That could be a huge asset for grid managers. I mean, think about rolling power plants all over the state of Texas.
And in an emergency,
they can get it in a matter of seconds. Way faster than you can get from a coal plant, way faster than you can get from a natural gas plant.
While electric vehicles could benefit Texas's grid, getting them connected to that grid is a whole different problem.
In order for people to be encouraged to switch their gas cars for electric ones, the infrastructure needs to be there to address range anxiety.
Senior editor with Storage Cafe, Marilla Mohan, recently took a closer look at infrastructure across the country.
Austin ranks as the 4th best equipped metro in terms of EV infrastructure.
She found that Austin has 0.7 charging stations for every 1,000 households, and about 6% of apartment complexes have charging stations, double the national average. Outside the metros, charging stations are rare, but that doesn't mean you can't travel if you own an EV.
People who are driving gas-powered cars are looking for gas stations, right? People who drive electric vehicles look for plugs, and there are plugs everywhere.
But not all charging stations are built the same.
If I pull into the grocery store and I plug into one of those, I might get 2 or 3% while I'm shopping, and then it's not even worth the hassle. I'd just rather charge at home.
Your typical wall outlet can charge an EV in 8 hours, while a level 2 charger, basically the outlet your washing machine uses, takes 4 hours. Here on Electric Drive in downtown Austin, the city has installed several of these DC fast chargers. They can charge an electric car in 20 minutes. But Austin Energy says they're not always good for your car or the grid.
Our general strategy is just enough. The slower you can charge, the better it is for affordability, grid integration, and renewable integration.
Popham says that while access to public charging is important, 85% of charging happens at home. But that won't always be the case.
We really need to increase the network of fast charging along the highway. This car will charge here in my house fully in 10 hours. No one's going to wait at a charging station in San Antonio on a road trip for 10 hours.
Rowan says that the important thing to remember is that we won't have millions of new electric vehicles on the road tomorrow. It will take at least 10 years. He says if we take the right steps now, upgrading the grid, placing fast chargers along major highways, and installing at-home chargers capable of feeding the grid, we won't just be able to support millions of new cars, but we'll be ready for the next emergency. In Austin, Eric Henriksen, KXAN News.
And Austin Energy told KXAN that they have several pilot programs testing the impact EVs have on the grid. There are currently over 1,200 chargers in the Austin area and 15,000 electric vehicles. Now, both the federal government and Austin Energy offer money incentives for electric vehicles. You can get up to a $7,500 tax credit with the purchase of an EV. Also, a $1,000 tax credit for installing a charger at home. Austin Energy offers up to a $1,200 rebate for a charger install. And earlier this week, as part of National Drive Electric Week, Ford announced plans to dramatically increase distribution of their electric vehicles. They're spending billions on new plants and hiring thousands of new workers. Here in Texas, the company plans on training people at existing plants to transition to making electric vehicles. Ford plans on spending about $520 million to get everything up and ready to go. According to the company, by 2030, they want more than a third of their pickup availability to be electric. We'll be right back.